interview with him. I just want to, if you remember the story, so whether he should go to stay in town, stay in yeshiva, or go to the country. So the Rebbe asked him a series of questions. It's very important that the first question was, number one, is the shir going to fall apart? And then you have a chavrusa, and then you have someone you can ask questions to. But then when the Rebbe summed it up, and he answered all of these things, he summed it up, the Rebbe summed it up to him. For you, chavrusa you have a teacher. Now the class is not going to fall apart, so go to the country. So summing it up, legabe him, so for you, then he addresses, so for you have a chavrusa, you got a teacher, but then, so go, it's good for you. But what was what's good is not the first objective question is by you going, is that going to cause the class to fall apart? Message here. Okay. A number of years later, he says he presented to the Rebbe his first sefer, Lekutei Levi Yitzchak, a collection of the Rebbe's father's teachings. It was a very important sefer because people think that in Rabbi Levi's teachings is only Kabbalah inyan. And only if someone into Kabbalah will appreciate it. That's what people think, but it's not so. It's a very special sefer, and that everybody can learn and be inspired and appreciate. Oh, I'm missing a story before, and so then began my special connection with Chaf Av. Now hit the pause button, because in Yechidus earlier than that. Way earlier, I once gave the Rebbe my note, and my handwriting, he says, wasn't so clear. The Rebbe's reading my letter, and then in the middle stops me and says, "This is a ches or a chaf?" I didn't answer. The Rebbe says again, "Ches or chaf?" I said, "It's a chaf, a ches." Now he's saying in the latest story, when he started to be involved in the Rebbe's father's Toiles, whose histalkus, of course, was Chaf Av, he understood why the Rebbe all of a sudden, the Rebbe can't figure out what he's writing. But they made a whole thing out of, is it a Ches or is it a Chaf, even though also they don't look similar, mind you. But the Rebbe is speaking about the Chaf, kind of a portent for my future role as a writer and articulator of the Rebbe's father's teachings, who was Nistalik Chaf Av. Okay, we'll continue with his stories, some beautiful stories, in the next shir, which will probably be Wednesday in Montreal.